Welcome to another edition of Timoteo TV, Week 7. We're here breaking down the games, had some great games as usual. Tried to hit family day today, it didn't quite work out with the weather, but still enjoyed some good food. Had a good time. But let me introduce the group I got with me today. I got Coach Vic from the Eagles, Coach Heck from the Vikings, Leo from the Redskins, Julius from the 49ers, calling his agent, Alan, or his mom, Alan from the Packers. So, alright, so let's get into it here.
Vikings alumni.
Vikings alumni, yeah. So, 3:30 games, we had Skins versus Cards. Cards really needed this victory to try and get ahead of the Titans for that 8th seed in the playoffs. Unfortunately for them, Redskins pulled it off, winning 40-27. Keon was the player of the game with 5 catches, 3 touchdowns, 2 tackles, 1 interception. And of course we have to mention Leo broke the career interceptions record with now having 19. So Leo, how about breaking that record, and how's your team doing?
It was good breaking the record, but at the beginning of the game we was down 13-0, and I tried to tell them keep your head up and don't let that get to you, and then we just came out, had a really good game, and they played really well too, but at the end they just broke down as a team, and we just stood strong, and we ended up winning 40-27.
So the Cardinals, they need a little help. They need the Titans to lose, and the Cardinals, they need to win next week to try and clinch that 8th seed. But also, this was the last week of Peace versus Justice. Peace was up 6 games, and they did well this week. Skins from Peace, they won that one. Next 3:30 game, this was the Justice's 1 win this week with the 49ers beating the Ravens 34-24. Close game, but 49ers ended up pulling it out in the end. Player of the game was Danny Rivera with 6 sacks, 2 catches, and 9 tackles. We got Julius here from the 49ers. What happened in that game?
In the game, in the beginning, the Ravens was really beating us, and then that's when it's just the ball kept slipping because of the rain, and then we came back at the second half. We was just doing our thing. We kept our head up through the whole thing, and then that's all we had to do. We had to play as a team.
And they pulled it out. They're 4-2 now. They're fighting. They're trying to get that 3rd or 4th seed. We'll have to see how it all plays out next week. Going to our 5 o'clock games. Game of the week. Both teams who had not had a win yet this season. Steelers, I believe, were picked going into it. However, the Saints step it up and win, which is another win for the Peace Division. Saints end up pulling out 25-12. Player of the game was Patrick. Had a great game with 2 catches, 3 touchdowns, 5 tackles, and 2 interceptions. So great game with Patrick. Vic, so what did you see in that game?
A donut bowl. None of them had any wins. Saints came out here and played a good game. I didn't think the Saints were capable of playing a good game like that. They only scored 18 points the whole year, and they scored 25 today. I really thought the Steelers was going to come in here and just, blow it up, but they didn't. They put up a fight, but they still lost by 12. It still was a good game, though.
Yeah. So congratulations to Saints getting that victory, and see if you can double your wins in this next game. So our other 5 o'clock game, bit of rivals, Titans versus Vikings. This was a great game going into overtime. And Vikings end up pulling it out 26-20. Titans, they're still in the driver's seat for that 8th seed, but like I said, they got to win next week or need some help from the Cardinals and have them lose. So the player of the game was Vincent for the Vikings with 1 catch, 1 touchdown catch, 3 touchdown passes, and 2 tackles. So Heck, how'd your Vikings pull that game out?
It was close in the beginning. The Titans were up 13-0 in the first half. But at the end, we finished pulling it off. I think this was the first overtime of this year, and it was actually a great overtime. But the Titans, they played strong, but we finished it with the win.
And so there's another victory for Peace once again. So next 6:30 game, Packers-Raiders, another bit of rivalry. Raiders knocked out the Packers last year in the playoffs. Packers trying to get a little bit of revenge. May face each other again in the first round if everything works out for them. And Packers end up pulling out 39-26. Montel was player of the game, had a great game with 7 catches, 1 touchdown, 2 TB passes, 2 tackles, and 2 picks. So great game by Montel. So Alan, how'd your Packers do?
The Packers did good. Defense was doing good. A little bit of trouble. But offense, Broncos strong. Raiders could handle it. And we kept scoring. It was 7-0 first half. And then we just kept going at it. and then we finish it off for the win.
That was a back and forth game. It was tied, I think multiple times, and Packers ended up pulling it out to move to 5-2 as they're trying to fight for that 3rd seed. And then our final game, Eagles-Colts. Colts trying to make an upset. Didn't happen. Eagles win pretty easily, 45-20. Colts still struggling on defense. Player of the game, though, Leroy, the quarterback for the Eagles, with 7 touchdown passes. Great game by Leroy. Vic, what happened in that game?
It was a good game, even though the score doesn't look like it proves that, but it was a real good game. My quarterback went out there and did his thing, 7 touchdown passes. Man, I'm happy I got him on my team. He's young, and he's going to be around for a while. Colts got a lot of athletic players on the team. Just got to bring it together. But real good game. Eagles put it off.
Yep. And so, yeah, and then Leroy was also the MVP of the week with his Leroy.
That's right.
That's Leo. Leroy was our player of the week with 7 touchdown passes, and so congratulations to Leroy. So ended up, that's the last time the divisions play each other. Peace ended up winning. They were like by 11 games. They just destroyed the Justice division this year. Last year they just barely beat the Justice, but of course Justice ended up winning the Urban Bowl with the Raiders. So so we'll see what happens. Playoffs are a whole new ball game. But make sure you come out and join us next week, week 8. We got some great matchups. 2 in particular, we got the Vikings and Packers, both 5-2 teams trying to fight for that 3rd seed. And then, of course, we got the 2 undefeated teams, the Redskins and the Eagles. So that is going to be a great, great game, game of the week. So make sure you make it out next week. If you haven't made it out yet, this week's the week to do it. So it'll be really, really good. But thanks for joining us. Make sure you continue to check us out on the website, teamothelfootball.com, and we'll see you out on the field. All right?